Hello and welcome back. My name is Carrie and I apologize for the sound quality. It is way too hot outside to turn the air conditioning off. I hope the lighting is okay. Today I'm doing the Tarot Skincare Routine VR to Catamancy Tarot. So hello Johniki and Madame Bathsheba, of course. It looked really fun. There's 9 prompts. I really wanted to participate, but I have never been a girly girl. I've always wanted to be, but never have been. And I don't really have a skincare routine, but I do have enough products that I could kind of squeeze it in and make it work because I wanted to play. So here we are. Okay, so the first prompt is the double cleanse. And I had to learn that a double cleanse means you're using an oil-based product and a water-based product to cleanse your skin. Okay, so I just use soap and water, and I'm gonna talk about something different for my double cleanse, although it is a way to cleanse your skin. So I don't wear makeup, but I do have to go out in my yard and garden where we have poison ivy and 1 shrub of poison sumac. So if you are going out in your yard this summer and you have to deal with it, this might pertain to you. So first of all, no, poison sumac is a tricky little bugger. I did not know what I was touching was poison sumac. We have one sawed off tree, basically, a shrub. And so it's just the stump, but every year it's putting out a couple of leaves and it's behind the hedge. And I didn't know what it was. And I touched it and it didn't itch, it didn't burn, but my leg immediately got the message, was like, you should wash this off of us. And I didn't listen. And it was so much worse than the poison ivy was. So now when I work in the yard, I know what it is. Poison ivy is all over the backyard, and I have to cut it back because she tries to take over. I've had conversations with it. I've said, look, you're welcome to grow in the back of the property, but you know, I'm allergic to you and I can't have you growing up the trees and dropping your berries everywhere. So when I have to cut it back, I use gloves that are just for my poison ivy and poison sumac, not my clean gloves. And then I keep some of this outside, rubbing alcohol, and we just like pour it on ourselves, washing our hands, our arms, wherever it's touched. Tools, you know, my pruners and stuff, and then my axe, and then I use this. So inside we'll use another dose of rubbing alcohol and this Technu poison ivy and oak scrub. We don't have poison oak near us, but this works really well. You have to get every bit of it because urushiol is really sticky. I got some, apparently I didn't wash well enough, and then I got cold and I put a sweatshirt on. I had to wash that sweatshirt 3 times. So I'd wash it, but it wasn't washed enough, hot water. It wasn't washed enough, and I'd put my arm in there again, and after a little while, I'd get a rash right in the same spot. I washed it again, put it on, I'd get the poison ivy again, even though I hadn't been outside. So it's really sticky, rubbing alcohol, and this stuff will help get it off. Okay, so that's my double cleanse for products. And my double cleanse decks. What is it? A pair of decks that help you cleanse your energy at the end of the day. So Dirt Gems, I just finished the mod that I did for this, where I wrote the scientific name and the key phrase that they give in the book. And then reading the book, I pulled out another phrase or 2 for each card, but wrote it with a pink pen that shows up on the black as gold, and barely at all. From where I'm reading it, I can always read it pretty easily. From the angle that I read at, I can see it. This has been such a great deck. So depending on what I pair it with, sometimes it's like louder and like, get your stuff done. And then other times with different decks, it's like, I'm here for you, my love. So this has been so good. The guidebook is great, but I don't want to be beholden to the guidebook, and now I'm not. And I really love how it came out. Let's see, Gumweed. To move with the graceful rhythm of a wave. Evening Primrose. Unwind long-held wounds. Dogwood. Learn from what has come before and then become something entirely new. So this deck and this deck, Spacious Tarot, I just looked on the website. It is not available. I think they're not making it anymore. So it is sold out in the deck alone, but if you buy the bundle with the deck and the expansion pack, which I do not have, it is still available. So this is the Spacious Tarot, and these two paired together are so just quiet and lovely together. Look at that. 2 of Cups, Passion Flower, and 5 of Swords. What did I write on the Passion Flower? Helps find ease and calm for a truly sensual experience with the world. I think they look great together. Arnica. Rebuilds the flow after trauma or injury. Arnica is in 2 of my products, actually. I love that 7 of Cups. Okay, so that's the first one, the double cleanse. The second prompt is an exfoliator. The only exfoliator I have is my Dr. Teal's Gentle Exfoliant, which stays in the shower, and pretty much I use it to like scrub the back of my arms. That's all. Rarely, but it is an exfoliator that I own. And the prompt for the deck is a deck that can be abrasive but helps you peel things back to reveal new growth, and Deviant Moon is definitely a deck that does that for me. Deviant Moon by Patrick Valenza. It's the only deck of his I have, and I thought I would never have this deck. I thought this was an absolute no way, not for me deck, but it really helps me see parts of myself, my family, my upbringing, society, like things that we aren't honest about or we want to keep hidden away, and it helps me look at them like without anger or resentment. Yeah, it's a great freaking deck for that, right? It allows me to like follow the nerve that gets hit by the image in these cards and like follow it to where, all right, and with curiosity, like where does that hit? What default program was caused by me not feeling safe as a kid or a young adult, right? So it is a really, I guess, shadow work deck is what everybody calls it. It's also become my rage deck. I'm not going to pull it out, but Terra Volatile I have very recently realized works very well as a rage deck. So yeah, Deviant Moon helps me like unravel default programs that are no longer serving me. Yeah, it just gives you a different angle, I think, to every card's meaning. Oh no. So, my exfoliator deck. Okay, prompt number 3 is toner, a toner. A refreshing deck that helps you feel balanced. For as far as like toner as in skincare, I had AI tell me that it is a water-based skincare product applied after cleansing to remove residual impurities, balance the skin's pH, and prepare it for further treatments like serums and moisturizers. Okay, so what makes me feel refreshed and balanced is a bath with my beloved Epsom salt. I was the dietitian If you asked, what does this dietitian want to talk about all the time and know everything about, magnesium was the answer. So sore muscles are eased by magnesium, and we can absorb it through our body really well. So I love taking a bath with my Epsom salt. Very refreshing. And what helps me feel refreshed tarot-wise is my newest deck. It is gorgeous. Queer Crow Death Magic Tarot. Amazing. Amazing. I made it a box. It has a box, obviously. But I trimmed my deck just a little bit. I trimmed the border down. My box isn't that much smaller, but my box can fit into that box. And I made a mess of it. It was a messy decoupage. I do like this part though. And this is the part I see because it's on like this. So this is, like I said, Queer Crow Death Magic Tarot by Frank Duffy Art. It is like what is this deck to me? It is a chakra cleanse. I feel like every card speaks to my vagus nerve, and it's like, it's so chatty, and it feels like a lymphedema specialist. Like it's juicing me in a very pleasant and good way. It has quickly become like my favorite deck. So I strongly recommend, if you like it, go get it. Hopefully they do another run. They said that they might, Frank Duffy, they said they might do another run if the first 250 sell. So if you like it, go get it. I don't normally say that, but I already have it, so you can go get it now. But isn't it beautiful? It is. Look at that, 6 of Cups. There are some 6 of Cups, even in decks I really like, that are kind of triggering for me. And this one is like releasing, is so freeing. I love it. I love the simplicity. I love the colors. It speaks to me in a way, I don't know, this 5 of Pentacles. Who likes a 5 of Pentacles? It's like one of my favorite cards in the deck. It speaks to some primal place in me. It is the, it kind of speaks to me in the way that I wanted the Shining Tribe to work for me. But that art, you know, it's like cave art. And I don't love the look of it. I love the guidebook, but I don't love the look of the art. This art, it's so simple. It's kind, you know, a lot of this could be painted on a cave, right? But the color and the simplicity of the image, I just freaking dig this deck. It is my number one. If you told me I could only grab one, this is it. This 5, look at that. Freaking amazing. So yeah, this is my toner. a fresh new look at the tarot that makes me feel refreshed and balanced. Love it. I just want to show it. Look at that. 8 of Wands. Gorgeous. Empress. Everybody. 7 of Swords. Like, I don't know. I'm loving it real hard. All right, we're at the end, so might as well see. I think we saw nearly every card. Look at that chariot. That's a cave painting right there. So, Queer Crow, Death Magic, Tarot. Okay, the next prompt is, let me grab the deck. So the next prompt is an essence. A deck that injects a potent dose of nature into your practice. For essence, I didn't have a lot. I have flower essences, but what I grabbed was my Palo Santo which is probably too old for me to even be using anymore, but it still smells great and I absolutely love it. We got this in Ecuador, in Puerto Lopez. So from Puerto Lopez, we went to Plata de, dang it, how do you say silver? Isla de Plata, Island of Silver, which is like the poor man's Galapagos Islands. So we saw blue-footed boobies and we saw whales on the way out, like amazing. We were on the boat to go out to watch whales and go to the island, and I got stung by a bee. And I've had pretty bad reactions to like yellow jackets previously. And I didn't know what to do. Like, do I use my EpiPen and then not go on the island and like miss everything? Like, what do I do? So we're like, well, we're not going to use the EpiPen until we wait and, wait a little bit and see. And I was breathing okay, but it hurt so bad. And the guide, I can't even remember now if she was speaking in English or Spanish, but her tone was very calm, and she came over with her Palo Santo and she just rolled it on my sting, and the pain was gone. And my husband like fell into a rabbit hole about Palo Santo. And we were actually in a store with the man who really brought Palo Santo to the world. But we didn't know it was him. We didn't talk to him. But anyway, I love the smell of it. Palo Santo means holy wood, and it smells like that. I use Palo Santo sticks. I burn them for cleansing most frequently, more often than I use like sage and other things. And I just find it so cleansing and healing. I carried it on the Appalachian Trail with me in case I got stung by things, so I would have it. So the deck that injects nature into my life, honestly, so many of my decks do, and I hate to repeat myself over and over again, but the Herbcrafters is one of my favorites. It brings us out into nature. It brings nature into the house and into our spirit and into our bodies. The 3 phrases that go along with each card, I just love them. Like, I kind of want to write them on the cards, but I don't want to write them on the cards. I thought about writing them like on the back, but I'm not going to do that either. So it's so beautiful, but we've all seen it. It's just gorgeous. So this is my Essence deck, a deck that injects a potent dose of nature into my practice. Okay, prompt number 5 is serums and targeted care. This is what I have. So when hiking, my feet hurt all the time, every night. And this is what I used. It's beeswax and CBD oil that I got from a farmer's market locally. And then I mixed that with a mix that had multiple herbs in it that are for pain, inflammation, skincare, calendula, marshmallow, lavender, that kind of stuff. And also made with beeswax and olive oil. And then I mixed in a little shea butter, and I rubbed it on my feet and massaged my feet every night while hiking. And sometimes I can get my husband to rub my feet. Anytime I ask, he'll rub my feet, but he rubs this into my feet at night as well, because my feet still hurt. I mean, after hiking, my feet still hurt. So that is my serum and targeted care product. The deck is a deck that helps you explore a targeted issue in your life. And for many people, it is the Nicoletta Cicolli. For me, like the Deviant Moon, it was a deck that I thought, never do I need that deck. And then I saw one card that struck a chord in me and reminded me of childhood. And yeah, this deck helps me. It helps me accept some things about myself from my childhood and my young adulthood that were difficult. And it has helped me like realign my root and sacral chakra. Yeah. So I often soften this deck with a couple of oracle decks. So the Woodland Wardens is one, and the Hoof and Paw, I think, or Claw, or something like that. It's so sweet. And they help like knock this down a little bit. I feel like this deck can be really harsh and abrasive, kind of like Deviant Moon. But also like, yeah, I don't know. It just helps me accept me. This is the card that was like, oh, you probably should do some work with this. After me being like, heck no. Yeah, I love this deck. We have become really good friends. Nicoletta Cicolli. Okay, prompt number 6 is masks. My daughter and I put a couple masks on, you know, when she was a teenager. That's the only time I've ever used a mask. So instead, I'm going to show you a product that I use that is a meditative deck that helps you relax, and this helps me relax. It is sports magnesium oil. Told you I love magnesium. It also has arnica and several essential oils. The last two, which means they have the least amount in there, but still, the last two are frankincense and myrrh. So I call this my baby Jesus oil. And when you have like tight muscles in your legs, this works really fast and it's awesome. So love, 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 love it. And it smells good. Now, if you have a cut on your skin or you just shaved your legs, do not put this on your legs. But otherwise, yes, it's wonderful. Okay. And my deck, my meditative deck that helps me relax, is in a tonic bag. So perfect. I had to show this. I almost was like, I don't want to show a deck just to show her back, but I'm not. This is like legit. And it is the Margarete Petersen. Beautiful artwork. The guidebook is really good too. There's a little primer on numerology in there. The majors have poems, and it is just so gorgeous. The quartz in this are like my favorite quartz. It's very just calming. And sometimes you'll spot something. Oh, I didn't see that in it previously when I looked at it. Look at that ace. That is a big reflection. Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto. Yeah, right? It's just beautiful. This is very much a slow deck for me. I'm not going to pull 9 cards with this one. I did trim about a 1/4 inch off the bottom just to make it more shuffleable. It helps a lot, and I need to edge it. Somewhere I have the ink that I'm going to put on the side of it. I couldn't find the one that I had used previously when edging a deck. It was Barn Door, and it was so good. But I found a darker color, and I think it's going to almost look like eggplant, actually. Or the darkest maroony color in there, I think is how it's going to come out. Yeah, so this is my meditative deck that helps me relax. Okay, prompt number 7 is, the product is eye cream, and the prompt is a deck that helps you feel youthful. So I'm using a cream that is for my eyes, but I don't put it anywhere near my eyes. So I'm gonna make it count. So Okay, so I don't use eye cream, but I do have eye issues. So I have chronic dry eyes. I have had chronic dry eyes for 13 years. I got really sick, and it was an illness that caused blisters to form on my mucous membranes and skin. And not everybody has eye involvement, but I did. And they had to keep like basically Vaseline in my eyes for the 2 weeks I was in the hospital. And then leaving the hospital, they sent me home with drops for the days and like the thicker Vaseline type of drops for the nighttime. And they were like, okay, this will clear up and it'll never be a problem again. And that wasn't the case. My skin got better, my mucous membranes got better, but my eyes, every single morning I had to peel my eyelids off of my eyes. They were still trying to fuse together as if I was still sick. And for 2 years I saw multiple different eye doctors, and most of them told me, just put drops in your eyes. And I was like, dude, I put drops in my eyes like 40 times a day. I cannot put drops in my eyes while I'm sleeping. And I really hated the Vaseline in my eyes. It did help, but I'd still have to wake up and do it again. And then I have trouble sleeping. So often I would wake up and be up for a couple hours, and I would just watch The Office on my phone or something and then fall back asleep again. But I couldn't watch anything if I had Vaseline in my eyes. So I finally found an integrative doctor who did testing. I was in my 40s. And was I? How old was I? I was 40. Okay. So I was 40, and, they don't really just test hormones, especially in women. If a guy feels like his testosterone is low, they test it. But often I have been told in the past, like, oh no, we don't really need that. And yet I work in the medical profession. I think maybe we do. So I found an integrative doctor, and he was amazing. And he's like, what you need to make mucus? Testosterone and estrogen. And we tested mine, and guess what? I barely had anything. I barely make any hormones. I don't know how I'm alive. But I have this cream. It's a very low dose testosterone cream. I rub it behind my knees every morning, and I can blink my eyes. I have tested. I've tried to go without it, and I can go longer without it now than I could even a year or two ago. But I can't go like 5 days without it. I won't be able to blink. So I'll be peeling my eyelids off my eyes without it. So absolutely love my testosterone. Would not want to not have it. It's a little scary, but people that need their stuff might not be able to get it. Okay, so a deck that helps me feel youthful would be, I very much apologize, it's out of print, The Flower Speaks. Look, youthful. There are a couple old characters in here, but most of them are just young and beautiful and svelte. And that's bothersome for me in a lot of decks, but not in this one. I love it in this one. How young can you be? So beautiful. Absolutely love it. If I was going to pick a tarot deck that makes me feel young, I guess that's very easily available is Good Karma Tarot. It is so fun. Such a good reader. Very young. But yeah, this is my current love. Come on. So young. Youthful. Flower Speaks. Okay, prompt number 8. The product is a moisturizer, and the prompt for the deck is a nourishing deck that hugs it all in. So I'm like, I got so excited when I saw this one. I'm like, I actually use a moisturizer. It is called Organic Coconut Oil. And I love it, and it works great. Now, to be honest, the thing that works best for my skin to be moisturized is me taking my thyroid pill, which I am terrible at, but I'm getting better because I'm rubbing the back of my arms and they're so dry, and I'm like, oh, wait a minute, when was the last time I took my thyroid pill? So for the past week, I've been taking it. It's great. But yeah, this is what I use, coconut oil. And my deck, a moisturizer, a deck that hugs it all in is, where are you? Vision Quest. and I just love it. This also could have been a deck that brings nature in, the Essence one. I don't know if I'm allowed to love it. I'm gonna love it anyway, but like I don't know anything about the creators. Like she's from somewhere in Europe, and I don't know anything about Joe Dose. Like, what is their knowledge of Native American life? Is this just like the general idea of Native Americans? Are these specific cultures like actually in the deck? I don't know. I do know that it's soft and beautiful and feels like a hug. I love the keywords. I love the court cards, change to family names, you know, mother, father, daughter, son. I think it is beautiful and soft, and I use it with the Flower Speaks. I am repeating the decks that I've been using because they are the decks I'm really enjoying. Yeah. Vision Quest, very moisturizing. Okay, the last prompt, I'm gonna actually talk about a couple things here. So the last prompt, the product is for sun protection, and the prompt for the deck is a protective deck that helps deflect away bad energies. So sun protection, very important. This is what I used. It's made for babies. I think it's a 50 SPF. This is what I carry on trail. This is what I carry when I'm hiking now because it's so small, but a little bit goes a long way. It's zinc, right? On trail, you don't have a lot of opportunities for washing your hands. So the fact that I could like rub this on my hands and then just rub my hands together without getting it on my fingers where I'm gonna touch my eyes when I get a bug in it was great. So I love this stuff. Always use your sun protection, see your dermatologist. And then I just wanna also add in, we can protect from the inside out. So I finally got good at taking my vitamins in the nighttime. Like the pills I have to take in the morning are the ones I have trouble with, but at night I take, you know, some hormone replacement to sleep, as well as vitamins. So I take minerals one day and I take fat soluble vitamins the next day. Minerals, fat soluble vitamins, things like that. So these are 2 brands of omega-3. They help protect our blood-brain barrier. They help us protect our glutathione, like vitamin A, also helping make collagen and protecting us. Vitamin A and vitamin D3 and vitamin K2 should be in balance. Currently, someone has recommended that children in Texas at risk for the measles take vitamin A, and the parents don't realize that you can very easily overdose on vitamin A and are ruining livers. So it's very important that things are in balance. But when these things are in balance, it helps us have healthier skin and connective tissue and brains and eyeballs. So, and bones and hearts, like strongly recommend that we take our fat solubles to help us in a roundabout way protect our skin. And a protective deck that helps deflect bad energy. My new favorite for that is the Ritual Tarot. So this deck, freaking like the Queer Crow Death Magic, is chatty patty. I thought this was going to be a deck that I just use for like very special readings or something. I could use this for everything, but it is like, girl, I'm here for you. I want you to know you can do whatever the fuck you set your mind to. Like, that's what this deck is telling me, and I'm here for it. I need it. So yeah, definitely deflecting the bad energies. The Ritual Tarot by Tira May. I have barely said people's names. I apologize. Oh, hello, King of Pentacles. Okay, so those are my 9 answers to the prompts for tarot skincare routine, which I don't have too much of, but I shared what I could. I really wanted to get in to share the decks, and I hope everyone has a great one. Thanks so much. It was a great prompt.